Okay, welcome back guys to another episode from Hickleton Strength and Conditioning. Here we are doing our warm-ups. We're staying consistent with this routine of doing the hip thrusts. I'm doing some side steps here, just trying to warm up my glutes before I go into my big deadlift session. So today's session is really, the main focus is the heavy stuff is done on the deadlifts. Once again, just doing some walkthroughs here, just trying to warm up the hips, get everything nice and prepped before we go into this heavier stuff. I think I've said in one of the other videos, I do back extensions here next, and the reason for this, once again, we do so much flexion in our lives, and I like to do these extension movements to make sure that my spine is, I suppose, just it's really about sort of getting the opposite action of flexion. I'm just waking up all the posterior muscles in my body here because that's largely what we're going to be lifting with today. Okay, so I've done a couple of other warm-up sets before this. I would never just go in and jump straight onto the heavier side of things. I like to always warm up with, I think I literally started with one plate on each side. I went to 2 plates, and then I filmed these last 2. So I think we've got 220 kilos there. The reason I do these before actually doing the full range movement with the deadlifts is just to really focus on tightening up the core, making sure all those muscles in the core are nice and braced up and prepared for going for some of this heavier lifting that I do today. So what you'll notice in pretty much all the workouts that I've posted up throughout this last week of following what my normal week would look like is that when I go to the bigger compound movements, if I'm training chest, my heavy stuff, I keep the rep range around about 5 because I'm going for strength related work, and all of my other exercises are really sort of higher rep range. So here we are now as we're building in the weight, but all these sets are just sets of 5 reps. Say later on in the video you'll see me doing some hamstring curls. I did some Romanian deadlifts, that type of stuff. I'm sort of keeping it up around 10, 12 or 15 repetitions. I must say this session was actually really tough. I normally pull this weight pretty comfortably. Everything felt heavy. I think just being a big sort of a week in training, I think my nervous system is probably a little bit shot. So next week it'll be a much easier workload in terms of the amount of weight, and the rep ranges will all be quite solid up around 8, 10 and 12. Now my preferred pull is actually sumo, but as you'll see, my goal here today was actually to do a set of 5 on the last set, but I only make 3 reps because, like I said, I literally felt exhausted. This workout afterwards took a little while for me to calm down. I actually felt a little bit sick. Yep, that's a big effort there. This one felt a little worse. And in this rep, in my head, I was like, mate, you are done. All right, so we've got 15 reps here with the kettlebell swings. You'll notice that I keep the bell really quite close to the groin area. Obviously not too close for obvious reasons. But we want to make sure that it's a snapping out movement. I'm using the band there to give me a little bit more resistance, and it helps with making it a little bit more intense on the driving the hips forward and locking out. Now, I did video another shot of this with the shorts down, and you just could not see the angle that my legs were working on. So all my other sets were sets of 15, but in that set there, I only did 10. I'd already done my 3 sets, and so when I went back and looked at the little video that I had done, I realized the shorts were not showing any angle of the leg, so I went back there to pull the shorts up and show you what was going on with the angles. All right, so this is my newest piece of equipment. Obviously, it's just an isolated movement. It's a very comfortable machine. It's a great tool, and it was one of the pieces that I really wanted to add in there to isolate the hamstrings. Sorry about the blurry vision. The lighting there is terrible. I'll try to get on top of some of this poor filming. Thanks for watching, guys.